Good morning. Welcome back. I am John Halcyon. This is Love Morning. This is a Love Ambassador meetup. This is part of Pug Nation. It's an opportunity to share gratitude and connection. And I am in recovery mode. I am feeling weak in body and mind, slow in thoughts and healing right now. But I thought I would just give a brief update and a hello so people know I'm okay. And maybe I'll sing a song and tell about my burn. Doon, 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 doon. And when we get to gratitude, it will be your turn. Do, 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 do. We'll share a little bit about what we like about our new stereo or our new bike. And then we'll get along and have a good time. Good morning. What are you grateful for? Good morning, Jason. Good to see you. As I said, this is going to be a brief one just to check in so people have been making sure that I'm okay. Had a wonderful burn. My best burn? Nope. But I enjoyed myself. Had a great time with Lisa. I'm so grateful for my campmates at Burners That Borders and so grateful for the people at Pink Heart. I really enjoyed myself at both camps, and I'm so grateful for everyone that put so much effort into building and striking those camps because I came late and left right after the burn. I it was just so wonderful to be there with Lisa. I did have a really hard time with the heat. My last couple days, Falcon. My last couple days, I decided I would try air-conditioned sleeping during the day and then going out at night. So on Friday and Saturday night, I did that, and that actually worked pretty good for me. So I think maybe if I return, which I think I will do much more nighttime activities. If it's a year like this year, which was a beautiful weather. We showed up on Tuesday, and by that time, the really rough windstorms had passed, the rain had passed, and so it was just warm and beautiful. So like 90 degrees. And I guess the last day I was there that my campmate said it was 95 in our camp. And so that's pretty warm. I mean, it's not like 105, but it's hot. It's hard to do things during the day when it's 90, 95 degrees for me. And so I did really enjoy the Pink Ride. The Pink Ride was such a beautiful experience. The talk went great. The people that there were so awesome. The parade went good, and the hugs at the end was awesome. So that was, again, just so good. My experiences like exploring during the day, it was hard to not be overwhelmed by the heat. Like I went over across the town to check out the foam showers or the foam camp. And I got there kind of late, and by the time I was there, I was so hot, and I didn't really have the energy to go try to find my friends, so I just came home. And I'm so grateful for the people that I saw. There were some people that were here from Love Morning and from Gratitude Circle, so that was such a highlight to see people who came out to connect and meet one another. It was so cool to see people like Juan and Gerbot. Like Juan's like, which one's Gerbot? I'm like, oh, there. So people got to meet each other. I don't know if anyone's here now. Good morning, Razor Blade. Thank you. Good morning, Lori. Good morning, Mark. Good morning, Michael. Michael says, I'm grateful for getting my first Burning Man under my belt and making it back to Texas safely. Well done. Good morning, Nick. So good to see you. Grateful I am still on my way home. Well, I wish you safe journeys. I'm grateful that I've been keeping a pretty good mindset, even though since I got home, I've had quite a few setbacks. Yesterday, the Hugmobile broke down, and then while I was on the side of the road, I stepped on glass that was on the side of the road and cut my foot. And then I've got some body issues that are kind of on the embarrassing realm. I'll say it. I developed hemorrhoids while I was at Burning Man, and I've never had it before. And it's scary. Um, and my back has started hurting since I got back. My nerve stuff in my shoulder. So I'm like, I have quite a bit going on, but I've been keeping pretty good attitude. I haven't been overwhelmed by it. While it was the burn, my health was pretty good. My back didn't hurt. So I'm super grateful for all that. And I'm a little surprised. I'll give some reflection. I'm surprised. I shouldn't say surprised, because it happens every year. Like I go online briefly. Oh, I lost my phone too. I forgot to just lead with that. I got to Reno and was like, "Where's my phone?" And I did like find my phone, and it was still in Black Rock City, but it was at Lost and Found. My dear friend Kiri was camped right next to Lost and Found. She found my phone in my bag, so she's got it. She's going to get it back to me. So this since leaving Saturday, I have been living without a phone, which has been a good experience. So I've been disconnected. I have been slow moving in my mind and my body. Good morning, Carla. Good morning, Annalise. Good morning, Primegeist. I'm grateful for you too. Thank you so much. Good morning, Brent. Anyone else want to share any gratitude? I am. So I'm. This seems to happen every year. People come back from the burn and they share such negativity, and I'm always surprised. Like, really, you spent a week amongst all those people, amongst all that art, and you come back and you go, too many influencers and the music sucked. I'm like, what? Like, I can understand that being a part of your reflections, but man, the art was so incredible. So it was so fun to just ride your bike around and take in these massive things that people built. Or some of the, like on burn night. I'm glad I stayed for burn night. I wasn't going to. I was going to leave in the morning, but I decided I would try to leave in the middle of the night, and it worked. My exodus, I never hit my brakes. I left at 3:15 in the morning after the burn, packed up the rest of my stuff after the burn, and then left at 3:15. And it took me 40 minutes to get to the road. I never stopped. I never hit my brakes. It was awesome. And then I got past Empire, and on my way back to Reno, I was like, "Oh, I am so tired. I'm just going to pull over in one of these like pullouts." I was not the only one with that idea. There was people. They were packed. Every pullout was packed with RVs and people who were sleeping after the burn. I finally found a place on the side of the road to pull over, and I slept. And then I woke up the next morning after sleeping for like 4 hours, and I drove 12 hours home straight through. I only stopping for gas. Amazing. I did have a canned coffee, a Prime energy drink, and a 4-hour energy drink over the course of the day. So I did have a lot of caffeine, which is why I've been detoxing. And now I'm like super slow and just like trying to let my body recover. No pulse exodus for the win, says Michelle. Yeah, it was. And even the people that had weights, sounds like it was, people were like 2 hours. So it's like pretty awesome. Anyone else have any gratitude to share? I am grateful for, the mutant vehicles, art cars, unbelievable. I at the burn night, I decided I would go and like do a little tour around the man as they're waiting for it to burn. And all the art cars go out and kind of make a ring. And they're incredible. The one that Henry Chang and his group were making, it was like, I think it's the biggest art car that's ever been made. It was huge. It had like a tower. It was so big and so much light, so much. It's really, I think the mutant vehicles are some of the most amazing things happening out there. There's a lot happening out there. But by far, my favorite is the people. My favorite thing was meeting people, talking to people. I loved meeting the new people at Burners Without Borders at my camp. I loved returning to Pink Heart and meeting the new campers there and seeing my old friends there. One of my highlights was going to Cookie and Effie's wedding renewals, so their 10-year renewal. The Pink Ride was one of my favorite things, and meeting people there. Yeah, it was just such beautiful people and people filled with hope. And I guess one thing I will say, I feel like this is not the time that I'm going to try to do all my feedback. So the thing I'm going to share, I might share it again, but I'll say, good morning, Brent. Brent got his phone back. Excellent. Alex says, good morning. Good to see you out there. Yeah. No wait for Exodus for Alex either. Not a car passed me on the 447 until about 40 miles out. Man, yeah. I mean, there's definitely fewer people out there. And I think we will find out soon enough what that means. Fewer people made the logistics awesome for things like porta potties and things like, although my camp had its own porta potty, so I only used the porta potty to dump my pee jug. Now that I think about it, that was the only time I used a porta potty. I was so lucky. It's so nice to have so many amenities. Carlos says, I am so grateful I can still sing. 3 shows this weekend and 2 more at the end of the month. Woo! What a beautiful gift to share. Thanks, Carla. And so as far as I think we'll find out what the financials mean. I mean, the fewer people meant lines were shorter. It meant there were fewer volunteers. I heard there was quite a few departments that were short, including Lost and Found. Like, people were like, hey, as long as you're talking about Lost and Found, just so you know, they didn't have enough people. So maybe next year volunteer. So I think we're going to hear a lot more about that soon, about what the impact of fewer people at Burning Man was. One thing that I was thinking about a lot while I was out there is, it's so inspiring to see what people create when their inspiration, when their motivation is like, I want to do amazing things for these people. I want to make these people's day better. I want to make their experience better. I want to blow their minds. And it made me think about like that type of momentum of thought, that type of momentum of influence. And compare that to what we have in social media, in the digital tools that dominate our life. We are programmed by algorithms, and those algorithms are programmed to maximize activity, which means they are programmed to make us angry and fighting and against one another. So these algorithms, they are programmed intentionally to do that, because of the outcome the desired outcome is most money, most interaction. But when you're out at Burning Man, you see when there's a different motivation, a culture can be programmed in a different way. There is an algorithm out there. We are programmed. Our algorithm is programming us to try to inspire one another, to try to support one another, towards collaboration, towards inspiration, towards creativity. And so thinking about that, it was it made me really regain hope for humans, that people are capable of creating incredible things and being so inspiring. It's just, we are also susceptible to our programming. Mark says, had a lot of technical difficulties this year, but still had an amazing time. 10 out of 10, gorgeous, beautiful, amazing, world-class event as 5th. Awesome, Mark. I'm glad you had a 10 out of 10. Mine, I'll probably speak to this more another time, but it was a great burn. The city was amazing. As far as my experience of it, I used to have more fun there, and that isn't necessarily a bad thing. Like, that's not the city's fault. That's just my evolution, and I'm still trying to figure. It was a big year for figuring out like how the city serves me, what I can offer it, how. But I'm so 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 grateful that Black Rock City exists. I think it is still so important, and I still am so grateful that I have been able to put so much of my energy into it over the years. I still believe in the power of the 10 principles of Black Rock City in changing lives for the better. So I still love Burning Man. Um, Michael says, I worked a line wrangler shift at Ply Info Lost and Found. So many people lost their phones. I heard there was like 800 phones there the day that I was like, hey, is my phone there? They're like, where? So I'm really grateful that I got mine. I just got a message from Lisa, and I just since I don't have a phone, she's like, Are you getting this?" Um, so thank you for working a Wrangler shift, Michael, and good to hear. Annalise says, "Did sobriety affect it?" Yeah, definitely. That is. I think Burning Man is the hardest place for me to practice my sobriety, and actually, honestly, the days afterwards, as the car's breaking down, I cut my foot, as my body hurts, I'm like, man, drink sounds good right now. And there was a lot of things about Burning Man that I really enjoyed being intoxicated for. Just being honest. So, uh, like, there's a thing. Pink Heart does this ice cream social, and I went this year and it was fun, but I also got a little overwhelmed by the crowds, and I also got hot and didn't like. I whereas in previous back when I was getting high, I loved just being buzzed and cruising the line. I could do that all day, and then I couldn't wait for to do it the next day. Just meeting people and giving away gifts and hugging people, but I can't. It's not as it's. I I get to levels of energetic difficulty when I'm sober. So that's the truth. Nicole says, I wish I could have gone. It seems like it's more like I remember it in 08, 09. I mean, it was still very much a modern Burning Man. And I definitely experienced people saying, can you please move so we can take pictures? Um, so and I could see why that gets people upset. It's a part of the burn now. People definitely want to get their pictures next to cool art. I don't blame people, but I also don't blame people for being pissed about that. Good morning, Natasha. Feeling all the gratitude for my rediscovered ability to say no when things don't serve me. I quit the job I had immediately found here upon moving, and I feel zero guilt. Beautiful. Also, incredibly grateful for the position in life where I sit right now, that I am privileged enough to be able to do that, if that makes sense. Totally. Well, beautiful gratitude. Thank you. Wade says, grateful to have seen you and got you into Northern Mist. Northern Mist was right next door to Burns Without Borders, and I really should have strategized more to spend more time and just cooling off in the mist, because even though it wasn't the hottest year ever, it was debilitatingly hot for me, and I sure appreciated the mist. So thank you, Wade. Hey, short guy. Short guy says, I found a phone and returned it to Lost and Found on Tuesday. Like I said, I heard there was 800 phones. Actually, I heard there was 800 phones turned in on Saturday. I'm not sure if that's total or what, but wow. Um, Blake, about my camping situation and what I brought, that's a little bit more than I'm ready to talk about today. I'm feeling very discombobulated. My brain is moving slowly, and my body is hurting. So I'll probably try to do more thoughts about the camping situation. But I'll tell you that um, both Pink Heart and Burns Out Borders are incredible. And actually, I visited Hakakola, Kiri and Sean's camp. And so I got to see behind the scenes of 3 big camps now, and they're all so good. I had no idea there was so much incredible infrastructure in Black Rock City. I, it blows my mind to me how these big camps are set up. Not even big, just like well organized. Um, Bravo, Mark. Um, the weather was awesome. It just was too hot for me, which is nothing about Burning Man. It's more about like um, I think that if I return to Burning Man, I will plan on sleeping during the day in air conditioning and to being more of a night person, which is a bummer because I way prefer the days. It's just so hard for me to have adventures during the day without getting overwhelmingly hot. And then when I get overheated, it just really affects my mood and it affects me. Ooh, Kiri, my hero. Um, Kiri says, grateful for my friend Josh, who gifted me a full spa day at the Pepper Mill yesterday. Nice. Kiri I think is still has my phone. So if anybody wants to call Kiri, you can call my phone. Thank you, Kiri, for picking that up for me from Lost and Found. Alex says, I slept 8 hours last night and another 11. See, I can't even read. My brain, and I'm trying not to have caffeine now because I had so much while I was there and I had so much on the drive home. I'm trying to like detox and it's making my brain slow. Hakakola has the most unique and delicious cola soft drinks that they make from scratch. Kiri even harvests the bubbles individually. Jordan says, I blacked out and woke up in Zendo on Monday. Oh my gosh. I didn't know about Zendo before, but what goes on there warms my heart. Grateful for Zendo. Beautiful. Yeah. Zendo is the place that is people trained in helping people that are having challenges, mental challenges or chemical challenges. Either they pass out or they're disoriented. There's Green Dot Rangers that help out, and there's also Zendo. There's resources for people that are their bodies and minds are past their limits. All right, I am overwhelmed and tired and not thinking straight. So I just wanted to make this a short update that I'm okay, I'm good. Burning Man was awesome. The weather was perfect for those that like the heat. Oh, Juliet says, I saw you and I fell off my bike. And I got embarrassed and didn't say hello. Oh, I'm sorry about that. Next time, yes. I am sorry that we didn't get to meet. I look forward to it when we do. My burn was great. Thank you, Pam. Much love. Nicole, thank you. Greg says, staying sober is hard at the burn. What are some of the things you like to do now that help keep you energized and creative? Oh, that's too big an answer for today. But I will say I had a great burn. Thanks for tuning in. I plan on trying to give a bigger, better update when I return to coffee because I'm so sluggish right now in my brain. But I'm trying to heal my body, my mind, and I had a great burn. So impressed with people of Black Rock City. So many reasons to be inspired. So thank you, everyone who participated and gave your hearts and your passions and your sweat. It really, you can see it out there. People are amazing. So thanks for everyone. I love you guys. Have a beautiful night. Night. See, that's what I'm saying. I need to go to bed. I want to return to bed. Um, I did get the pennant. It had the uh, Alice in Wonderland one. Yeah. Love you too, Carolyn. Hello, George. I will look into that, Nicole. Thanks, everyone. Have a beautiful day.